Every generation has its challenges. Adolescency is a time of real and important changes, and by all means, it is one of the most challenging times in a person's life. Whatever is happening in the world around you, when you are going through adolescency will make an impression on you. It will affect your family and how they interact with you. It will affect your community and how they can support you, and it will affect your friends and how they balance you. Every generation likes to make its claim to having it especially hard. In the 1930s, it was the Great Depression. In the 1940s, it was World War II. In the 1950s, it was the convertism. In the 1960s, it was the sexual revolution. In the 1970s, it was the Cold War. In the 1980s, it was corporate dominance. And in the 1990s, it was the breakdown of the traditional family structure. There are broad cultural and social influences within each generation that impact the members of that generation and how they perceive the world. Adolescence is the period during which a young person learns who he is and what he really feels. It is the time during which he differentiates himself from his culture, though on the culture's term. So, it may have been hard to be an adolescent in the 1930s because your family may have had to struggle to make ends meet. Perhaps you had to get a job at an early age and leave school to help out. Being adolescent in the 1990s would have been equally challenging because maybe your family had fallen apart. Perhaps you're shuffled back and forth between caregivers, isolated from a sense of people belonging, and caught in the middle of your parents' battles with each other. However, that same adolescent who grew up in depression may have become an extremely successful business person later in life, thanks to an early exposure to hard work and strong sense of financial responsibility, similar to adolescents of the 90s may have grown up with an eagerness to explore and try new things, leading to a fulfilling life of adventure and try new things, leading to fulfilling life of adventure and success thanks to an early sense of independence and an ability to adapt to change. Blessing or curse, whatever you're living through shapes who we are. The children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders and love charter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents' chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers. So Socrates.